Hello and welcome to the first episode of my playtest playthrough of my Memoir 44 double breakthrough map scenario called Force versus Finesse. Never mind the title here. This scoreboard was made once for another triple breakthrough map, actually, Operation Vatam Rhine, which you can find, I believe, on the Memoir 44 website. It's not mine, by the way, but I did play it once, and a friend of mine made this track, really. Score track. So the score so far is 13-2 for the Soviets after the first turn. That is, after both the Germans and the Soviets have played one card. Note that, of course, the Soviets did not actually destroy 14 units. They started in control of the 12 town hexes. So they lost one to the Germans, but all the other ones they're still in possession of, and they did actually destroy a number of German units. The Germans played on the right board. They played which one was it? I believe 4 units of your choice, and they did actually cause some damage to the Russians, but the Russians then played a counterattack card, which I could have played from hand, but I looked it up, but it was actually beneath the Commissar chip, so I played it like that. And they did a lot of damage. They destroyed the supported armor unit that was actually in the town hex. The Germans are still in control of it, meaning that I turned it around to the Allied side so that it's more visible, but this is a German unit that was actually on this town hex as well. The one that is there, I mean, as soon as the Russians reclaim it, then it will be theirs. There's even a name for that, last to occupy medal or something like that. So that one is still German, but several German units were destroyed there. Apart from that supported army unit, I believe even another one was lost. And over here, the situation is even much worse. On the other board, the Germans caused some damage as well. They took out 2 infantry figures and here, and they destroyed a complete infantry unit as well. Well, that was on the other board, actually. So they did do some damage, but the T-34s and KV-1 here really wreaked havoc among the German forces. They eliminated a supply truck figure. Well, that was actually because of the artillery over here, because the Germans played 3 units on on the Germans' right flank then, and the Russians played all units. That one was beneath their Commissar chip. All units on the right flank. So this one fired. This one fired. The KV-1 or KV-2 and T-34s managed to fire several times because of overrun combat. So they really destroyed a number of German units there, as you can see. This half-track unit was destroyed. Now that the medal rules for half-tracks are that you need to destroy at least 3 before it grants you a medal, but they've already destroyed 2. They've destroyed the supported army unit. They've destroyed a special infantry unit. Here's the half-track figure they destroyed. Again, that's not a medal yet because they need to have at least 3 of them, but still. And another supported army unit was destroyed there as well. And reinforcements over here, the Germans believe they got an extra armor unit, and 1 unit got to move because of a flag result. So these are ground reinforcement rules. After each side plays a command card during the movement phase, they're allowed to place a certain unit on the map. If you roll, in this particular case, these units cannot move anymore as soon as you place them, and this was because of the flag result that a unit that was already on the map, you get to move it in addition to any other units that you may have moved. The Russians here got a supported infantry unit, and what else did they get? I believe over here they actually got 2 units. I think it's these 2, so a regular armor unit and a regular infantry unit. So those are the results of the ground reinforcements. Normally the Russians would roll far fewer dice because the number of dice that you roll for ground reinforcements are normally equal to the number of command cards you have on each board. But there's a special rule in this scenario because in real life the Russians actually had more reinforcements, but they were simply of poorer quality, as you can see in the fact that there's a rule as well that they cannot get supply trucks or half tracks, which the Germans can get, and obviously their regular armor units are weaker. They only consist of 2 units, so while they may look impressive, it usually means that you lose them much more easily as well, because they're much more vulnerable, obviously. Yeah, so that's what's going on, and yeah, so that's what I was trying to explain. Rather than the 4 cards that the Russians would usually be entitled to, so the 4 dice, they actually get to roll 7 as long as they have the majority of city hexes still under their control. The idea behind that is kind of, it's mostly simply a scenario balancing rule, but the idea behind it as well is that as the Russians gradually lose the fight, at least that's the idea. The start of the battle here, start of the scenario certainly does not seem to suggest that. Again, this is I changed the map, but this is actually the first time I'm playing the scenario, so it's quite possible that it's not yet balanced. I may have to make changes. Of course, after 2 cards played, it doesn't mean that it's unbalanced, but we'll have to see how that turns out. So they actually get to roll 7 dice, as long as they are, for ground reinforcements, as long as they are in possession of more than half of the town hexes, which means 7, and obviously they still have 11 at the moment, so that condition still applies. Yeah, so that's it. After the first card play, not a very good start for the Germans. Thank you for watching.